So I want to talk about Dtravel. So this is really important for me because I think a lot of people have been following me and they're like, shit, he left and now he's back. What happened? Okay. I'm not here to talk about the past so much, um, except that I was right. And so I'll kind of give you a very brief summary. Effectively, what happened was that um, about a year and a half ago, I suggested a proposal for some changes. Those changes were not made. They were not implemented the way I suggested. And the changes that were made was not accepted is not the right word, but it wasn't, it didn't seduce the market. Does that make sense? The market didn't respond in the way that um, that Dtravel needed it to respond. And so you ended up with a situation where we ended up with a chart with lower highs. Effectively, what was happening is that people were excited, they were buying, but then they were selling. They were buying and then they were selling. And this last time here, again, it's buying and then selling. And then this last time, it was just like no one bought. Do you see that? No one bought. And so effectively, you lost the floor. You lost the all-time low, which was at just a shade underneath 2 cents. The minute you lose your all-time low in such a dramatic fashion, in such a dramatic sell-off, the price collapsed. Yeah, because this is all panic. Okay, that's effectively what the charts are telling us. It's a pretty depressing chart, but not necessarily, and I'm going to explain why for many reasons. But let me just go to the fundamentals of Dtravel. And there are a lot of people like, what is Dtravel? I don't know what Dtravel is. Dtravel is a peer-to-peer on-chain, dare I say it, Airbnb. Yeah, so it's meant to be a decentralized Airbnb where operators or hosts, you can interchange that word, operator host, can rent their property out to travelers directly, and the transactions are processed and controlled by the blockchain. And you can pay in crypto or you can pay using fiat. That's effectively what Dtravel is, decentralized travel or direct travel. And what you have is a growing physical network. And I'll show you the stats. This is the network. At the moment, we have number of listings. We're at 5,000 listings worldwide now. So we started at 0. I think a lot of people don't realize that I was probably one of the first handful, like in the first 10 listings, my properties. Yeah. And so my properties, I've been with Dtravel now for 4 years. Can you believe it? My properties have been on Dtravel 4 years. This is my website. That's me, my brother. And these are my properties on Dtravel. And you can just go there and you can book my apartments in London, and you can pay using credit card or fiat or crypto. And there's no intermediary. There's no Airbnb or booking.com taking their big chunk of slice of fees. And then you're dealing directly with me. Okay, so you're not dealing with anyone else. And the great thing about Dtravel is that it's insured. So both the host side and the guest side are insured by a third-party insurance company. That's included. So it's kind of, the insurance package is actually better than Airbnb as well. So this is my Airbnb profile. So if people want to see my Airbnb profile, they'll see that I have a reputation on Airbnb. I have 180 reviews. I'm a 4.99 star Airbnb superhost. I've been doing it, according to this, 9 years. It's actually longer. And I have a lot of experience and a good reputation on Airbnb. And so here I am working with Dtravel. Why? Well, partly because I believe in decentralized, the future of decentralized businesses and applications. Also, I think these centralized companies take a shit ton of money, and that money could be passed on to the travelers. But also I see a future value in these token economies, these decentralized token economies, and they can perform functions which a business or company, centralized business like Airbnb cannot do. But we're not there yet. And so this is kind of what I've been pushing for behind the scenes. And it's based on their own token, their own kind of currency, so to speak. And so Dtravel has been, so I've been with them for 4 years. And if you don't know, I've completed 34 direct bookings on my properties and a shade under $65,000 in realized earnings in Dtravel. So this is a legitimate business. This is no joke. There's no joke here. This is real. This is real value that's being transacted. I pay taxes on these. I self-declare here in the UK. So it's all legit. None of it is dodgy dealings. Yeah. Most of it is in fiat. A portion of it is in crypto, but mostly it's in fiat. But I think this is pretty amazing, isn't it? Because when you go back to these stats and you look at the stats now, we're in 1,175 cities. We're in 135 countries. We have 10,000 operator sign-ups, and we got 5,000 listings. We have a cumulative earnings across the board of 1.28 million. And then here the average booking value is $828. It's pretty amazing, isn't it? It's pretty amazing. So there's growth here. We haven't yet seen the exponential explosion. And this is why this is a great opportunity to get involved. Yeah, because this is really, I feel that this is still the beginning. So why is the token collapsed? Why has the token price collapsed? Well, there are many reasons, and I think undoubtedly one of the big reasons behind this price chart is Bitcoin. You can't deny that. Yeah, there is a really strong correlation between altcoins and ETH, and ETH has totally underperformed this bull market, hasn't it? It's been a complete abysmal failure, hasn't it? ETH has been terrible. Look at ETH. Bitcoin is at all-time highs, and ETH is basically struggling, and it went down all the way down to $1,300. Yeah, ETH, the altcoins follow ETH, and ETH has been really poor for other reasons belonging to ETH, and also reasons belonging to Bitcoin because of the adoption, the wide adoption of Bitcoin and the ETFs and BlackRock and all the other stuff that's going on, and other countries building their strategic reserves, and America and Trump and all that kind of stuff. So you have a lot of factors kind of coming together, and also we've still been seeing quantitative tightening and not quantitative easing, and so you have these kind of financial things that are coming to play. So a lot, and the wars as well. Don't forget the wars. You know, Russia, Ukraine, the war in the Middle East, and then obviously the latest war, which is Israel, Iran. A lot of uncertainty across the world, which is having a negative impact on risk on. Bitcoin is risk on, but Bitcoin is risk on, then TRVL is ultra risk. It's like uber risk on, yeah, isn't it? So that's having an impact. But ultimately, what is the chart saying to us? This is really important. The chart is showing me that people aren't interested in buying, and whenever the price moves up because of the rest of the market is pumping, people make their quick gains and then they sell. Whether it's here, making quick gains and selling here and here. You see that? And even here, little quick gains and sell. See that? So you end up with a really abysmal looking chart with lower highs. So people aren't even waiting to go higher. They're not hodling for higher. They're looking to sell into their gains, and then maybe or maybe not they'll reaccumulate depending on the price action. This last round when the price dropped, it was an abysmal sell-off, wasn't it? It was a crazy sell-off, and unfortunately for TRVL, we lost the all-time low. We lost that floor that we were creating, a little bit of a nice structural here. It could have gone only the other way around. It could have been more, it could have been like this. And it wasn't. It was something else, right? Actually, I was thinking possibly a quadruple bottom, but actually I changed my mind quite quickly. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the volume. The volume wasn't supporting my ideas. And so I could see the drop. It was pretty, it was increased. Look at, see how it, when it dropped, this is on MEXC, increasing volume, decreasing prices. That's really bearish. Yeah. You can't do anything with that. You can just say people are just selling. They're just selling and they're not interested. I think a large portion of what happened was that got everything to do with the project and the way the project was unable to catch the mood of the market, the vibe of the market, crypto specifically. I think Dtravel has done really amazing job with the physical network. Yeah, and I'm bearing witness and testimony to the physical network. How you can just go now and you can go to Dubai and you can go to direct bookings and you can find them on Airbnb, but actually you could probably contact the host and get it cheaper, and you can pay by crypto or pay directly basically. And so you get in the same property. See, look, this is on Airbnb, but you could probably get this property cheaper just by booking directly. It's no skin off the owner's nose. They're just getting the same money, but here what's happening is that the guests are getting better prices. And so there is a business use case to using Dtravel and using the Traveler app, which was launched last year, which is this, it's kind of like you can just go around the world and see what's going on. There should be an AI aspect. I don't know where it is. Actually, I think, has that been removed? It is possible that the AI has been removed. Let me check. Yeah. So there is an AI plugin that was developed. I think that's been temporarily removed, but that's probably going to be brought back in the future. And so there's a lot of things being developed. And then if people aren't familiar with the back end, there's a lot of things being developed on the back end too. I only discovered recently, I think it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, Eric was showing me what was he showing me? He was showing me something. Where is it? Personal info, no. Booking site. Is it that one? Brand's name, logo, site domain. There it is. Use our AI tool to generate a unique landing page design for your site. So I can go in there. I can use an AI assistant here to create a vibe. Make my site lighter with a traditional vibe from the, I don't know, I'm just making this shit up, 1800s. Let's see what it gives me. I know the AI will actually give me a new theme. See that? So it's like creating a new theme just based on something. So it's quite interesting. So you can actually go in there, use AI to customize your theme, and then you can publish changes. And so there's some things they're working on, a lot of like kind of cute things, but ultimately that doesn't reflect on TRVL. Yeah, so the product is amazing. It's growing and it's building. They're building it, but I'm just like, we're here to talk about the token. So what's happening with Dtravel? Well, I can tell you something. I left Dtravel in the end of February, and I'm back. That's basically what's happened. The reason why I'm back is because there's some significant changes coming to Dtravel. Some big changes are coming to Dtravel. That's the biggest news for everyone. And the changes are so significant that I'm literally giving you a really good entry because I'm coming to you now before everyone, telling you there's some big changes coming. Yeah, I'm back involved, and look where the price is. You're getting at rock bottom prices. Yeah, I'm not asking you to pump my bags. If, as always, you have to use correct risk management, dollar cost average over a longer period of time, and you incorporate that into your portfolio as a strategy. But there's some big changes coming, and the changes are so significant that I'm here streaming again and talking about the changes. And part of the changes are going to be leadership. That's going to be really significant because that will change the direction of the strategy, of the community and the responsiveness to the community. And then the other big change that's coming is that Dtravel is actually finally becoming a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. So token holders will be in charge of Dtravel. Dtravel is finally becoming what it was meant to be from the beginning. Yeah, a DAO, a decentralized DAO based on a decentralized real world network. Okay, and so these are some two big changes that I'm kind of pre-announcing, and then there's a lot more changes coming. So down the line, they're talking about significant tokenomic changes, which is going to bring real value to TRVL, plus rewards, plus lots of other things. And then once it does become a DAO, then the community is going to have a big say in how the DAO is run and governed. There's some other big changes, like the corporation. The incorporation's been moved to the US, so we're going to benefit from the American crypto policies, which benefit American companies. You know, there's lots of things happening which is going to benefit us. That's going to help us with Coinbase listings in the future. I've been talking about that for a long time, but now I'm actually seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, whereas before it was kind of like maybe, now it's kind of like more probable than before. And the other thing that's happened is that a lot of the token has been locked up. So if you go into the token, I'm not sure if this is reflecting the lockup, but a large portion of the token has been, this is the old kind of stuff. I think Dtravel made an announcement on their X profile 2 months ago about the token lockup. I'm not going to go back and find it now, but it's there if you want to go there and have a look. I think a whole bunch of their token was locked up, so it's not going to come into circulation. There's a lot of big changes, but the main one for me specifically is the leadership change and the DAO. And we haven't seen that reflected in the price because no one knows. So I'm here to tell people that these are some big changes, and I am actually back involved because these are what I wanted. These are some of the changes that I was asking for back when the price was here, because I was hoping that we could kind of defend the lows here. But just from a technical perspective, let me just give you some hope. Yeah, people are always looking for a little bit of hopium. I'll give you a little bit of hopium right now. Okay, so on TRVL, bizarrely, TRVL flows very nicely with fib time. Yeah, and I don't know if people remember, but in Telegram I say we'd bottom out in April. Yeah, and I'm actually going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to find it right now. I left the Dtravel chat for a long time, but let me find out. Let me find my conversation. We had lots of arguments, by the way. Look, read this. I posted this February the 17th. We had a lot of arguments in February. Oh shit, you can't see it. Let me go to the Telegram. But here I am arguing, saying, obviously, forget about the argument because water on the bridge. But here, and we'll bottom on the 3rd week of April. Okay, see that? We'll bottom on the 3rd week of April. I posted that on February the 17th. Okay, and this is in the Dtravel channel on Telegram, right? I'm not here to blow my own trumpet. I really am not. But look where we bottomed the 3rd week of April. See that? Now, I'm not saying that we've bottomed out completely, but look at that. How amazing is that? How amazing is fib time? How amazing is fib time? I just did it based off fib time. I knew exactly when this token would bottom out. How amazing is that? Just based on really simple fib time analysis. Once you understand fib time, you can predict the future in a very uncanny way. Not always, but a lot of the time. So I think this fib time has been really accurate, and therefore I don't see why we don't just follow it as a guide for the future, because until it breaks, we can just follow this as a guide. Like, it's more important than anything right now, isn't it? And so I feel like we're bottoming out here structurally, even though we've kind of put in a big pivot here on fib time. Yeah. And what's amazing about this pivot, which I predicted mid-February, is that the price of TRVL went up 118% just based on that one prediction. How amazing is that? Obviously, it's lost all its gains. That's fine. That doesn't matter, because guess what? We're coming into another fib time pivot. And this next fib time pivot is the week of the 21st of July. That is in about 2 weeks' time. Now, fib time is an area of time. It's not an exact second or day of time. What does that mean? It means that it could happen before, it can happen after. No one really knows what's going to happen. But I am imagining that we bottom out here, just based on these fib times. Now, we've clearly reacted off fib time here in a very nice way. And just looking at the structure, I just want to show you something. Now, I don't know if we put in another all-time low here. This is our all-time low at the moment. I hope we don't. I hope there's enough people out there who watching my videos going to start market buying, yeah, or putting limit orders, yeah, because I really feel that Dtravel TRVL doesn't deserve another all-time low, especially with the changes that have happened and are happening right now. I really feel that Dtravel TRVL doesn't deserve another all-time low. I really hope that we can just kind of hold for a higher low here. I really hope that. That being said, structurally what's happened is we're on the weekly time frame. We've put in a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a higher high. See that? It's a higher high on a weekly time frame. As long as here we don't take the all-time low here, as long as we can hold for a high, I hope we can. Honestly, I really hope we can. I don't know. I hope there's enough people out there who are willing to buy some TRVL and hold this price up. I hope there are. Okay, but no one can make that happen. We can hold a higher low here and take out that high. Then we have a weekly market structure change. Now we're on edge right now, because if that doesn't happen, then what will happen is we will put in another low here, but it will be on pivot, so that's good. It'll probably be a swing failure of that low, similar to this one here. See that? Similar to that, but on a kind of a tighter scale. And then I probably think we'll be looking at something somewhat similar to this, where the price can now finally kind of go up, go up, go up, go up, all the way to the end of December. That's the next time pivot that I'm looking at after this next one that's coming up in July. This is really what I'm focused on. Now, we have some kind of difficulties in the way in terms of the technical analysis. We have what you're looking at right now is a breakdown of this kind of structure. And effectively what we need is we need to put in a low here, hopefully a higher low, put in a higher high. That's a market structure change. Then we can get back into that range, and that's really what I would like. I'd like us to get back above 2 cents. Then we have a chance at pushing up all the way up by the end of December, as high as we can go. I think we're going to see resistance somewhere around 3 cents, but you know, crypto is mental, isn't it? When it pumps, it pumps. And so possibly another lower high here, but that would be great. Why? Because it'll give people, it'll untrap all of this liquidity. There's a lot of trapped liquidity here. What does that mean? That means there's a lot of people underwater and they're looking to exit. Yeah. And so when the price comes back, that will be their opportunity to sell and to exit at break even, or a moderate profit, or maybe people are starting to buy in and they're going to bring down their average here, which will be great. And then what happens is, if you put in a lower high, what we need to do structurally is to hold this range. If we do that, then we have a chance to go up. If you just go up in one go and you just put in a higher high there, that would be a V-shaped recovery. Then you'll be looking at a 50 fib retrace. It all depends how far we go, and it all depends on whether people hodl or sell in the higher part of the range. No one knows what's going to happen. No one can predict that. But what I can tell you is that we have a major time pivot on the 21st week of the 21st of July. We have a major time pivot on at the kind of mid-December. Yeah, that's basically really what I wanted to say about TRV. I mean, I can go into technical, but really for me, this fib time is absolutely key. It's absolutely crucial to understanding when to buy and when to sell. And at the moment, we're coming into a buy period. We're in a buy period. Yeah. With the changes that I've kind of pre-announced, I think it's a really good opportunity if anyone wants to pick up some TRVL. Yeah. So you buy the rumor, you sell the news, right? And so this is the rumor. Now, I'm not saying the price is going to smash through 2 cents. I have no idea. The price could also always go up 2 cents, reject, come down. It can do, you know, the price can do anything. Yeah, that's the key. That's the thing. Price can do anything. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know that at these areas, we're probably looking for a pivot and another pivot. Hopefully higher up. If we can get back into this range, I would argue that this whole thing is a deviation from the actual range, which was this. And if this is just a deviation, that's fine. Then because we can get people will sell into the highs of the range, and the price will come back down, and then we could get an accumulation back into accumulation or reaccumulation. Stay in the range. If you stay in the range, guess what happens next? You're in a kind of a higher time frame inverse head and shoulders pattern, and then you have a chance for a breakout. If you break out of a higher time frame pattern like this, the breakout is going to be off the charts. Really, you're probably looking to go to all-time highs. Now, I think we have a chance. Actually, I'm not sure if it's going to happen by December, but I do think in this project is a long hold. And the reason why is because once it becomes a DAO, with the leadership changes, with a lot of the ideas that we've been talking about, I see a really bright future. I see a really bright future because this is going to be different. It's going to be quite different from a lot of other crypto projects. A lot of crypto projects have already collapsed and burnt out. TRVL, with all of the problems, all of the struggles, all of the ugliness of the chart, is still fighting. It's still here. They're still doing bookings. I had a booking just last week. Yeah. You know. Look, see that? July. What does it say? July the 2nd. See that? So this is all happening. It's a decentralized business, and once it becomes a DAO, as a TRVL token holder, you become a part owner of everything, and that's really important. So this is like the one chance people have of life-changing money, I believe. But it's a long hold. Yeah, eventually this is going to bottom out. Eventually it will. Eventually what will happen is there's going to be massive interest in this, and that the real world network is going to explode, and you want to have as much TRVL as possible. So these are kind of my thoughts on TRVL. I don't know if anyone has any questions, but if you do, just post it underneath this video, or come into the Dtravel Telegram, or post it underneath my X profile, and I'm happy to kind of chat. We can have a chat. And I'm back on board, and I'm kind of working with the new team to push Dtravel in different parts of the world when I go traveling again, and hopefully we can kind of really make a big dent in the Airbnb market in the future. That's kind of where I am with Dtravel.